I'm hating the business model, hating the product, and I'm sitting here going, this is a bad business. So Everbowl is a company, just so people know, he wanted to start not a franchise, but I forget what you call it when you have a whole bunch of locations.
I wanted a chain of...
Thank you. Thank God. Good. And so Jeff comes to me, not even for investment, but Dave, I need you to look at this and tell me what you think. And I said, don't do it. Right? I absolutely, but I did say, look, I'm right 50% of the time. So take my advice for what it is. And not only did you start Everbowl, which is a chain of acai bowl with some soup and some other stuff, but super slick, really small. I was worried about overhead and employees and time. And I, later found out you even hired my brother, who's an absolute business genius, as a consultant. And I was like, now I'm like rooting for and against me, meaning my idea. I'm super involved going, this has to make it. And I'm still hating the business model, hating the product. It's a high price product, the economy, and you're opening 25 stores faster than anyone ever has in the highest rents. And I'm sitting here going, this is a bad business. But yet, like always, 50% of the time I'm wrong, and you are just killing it. And now you're expanding into businesses that I do believe in. You're franchising out the chain, so making it scalable to you. You have a product line like Superfuel Coffee, the first, which makes so much sense to me. Nobody's ever done it, to have a coffee that's literally a superfood. So you can drink your coffee in the morning and get a healthy breakfast all in one sip. Mm-hmm. Right? And It has great packaging. In fact, I took it to Kevin Harrington and Steve Mandel, two of my business partners who I believe are the experts in this space. And within 5 minutes, and you accidentally met them, by the way, They were going crazy. They still are all over this product trying to figure out how they can make money off of you. Where do you see Everbowl going? Whether it's Superfuel Coffee, I mean, you have all these different chain and workflow businesses related in the vertebrae approach. What is next at 36 with Everbowl?
Yeah, so Everbowl was really built, since I never really wanted to be in the restaurant space, but I wanted to reinvent the delivery system of Superfoods health and wellness. And I tried to take a business approach to it, and knowing I know nothing about restaurants, I truly believe experience is the most overrated prerequisite for starting a company. Because unless you've done it before, specifically starting it, you don't have experience anyway. I don't care if you worked for someone and learned about restaurants.
Well, you have experience, just nobody has experience specific to that.
Correct.
You have a lot of experience.
Better said, I've just never run restaurants. I didn't know anything about them, but I understood that, if I can take a business approach to it and understand what problem am I solving, and it's the reason why people aren't eating healthy and why we're killing ourselves with obesity, heart disease, stroke, and all of these behavior influenced diseases and habits, then I could have a real good impact, and we could build a nice sustainable business. And so we kind of looked at it from a different perspective. And so I took a few minutes and I used that legal background of just analyzing the situation and came up with the main excuses why someone doesn't choose a healthy eating option on a daily basis. And there's 4 excuses. And one is it doesn't taste good to eat healthy. The second is it costs too much to eat healthy. The third is it doesn't fill you up and you're still hungry. Or the fourth is you just can't get it. It's not accessible. You have a small window.
That's called emotional attachment. Awesome analysis. Go ahead.
So ultimately, we wanted to create a product line that was affordable, filling, delicious, and accessible. So I self-funded the first couple stores and realized it was too expensive to build them. Because how do you scale a restaurant chain when it's costing you a couple $100,000 every time you need to open a store? It's really hard to grow, and it takes a lot of upfront cash and capital. So leveraging my entrepreneurial mindset and just who I am, I was like, well, what if we start our own construction company and build our own stores so we can cut out the middleman? We don't have to worry about making profits. We can break even at the construction level and build stores faster. So we launched WeBuild, which is our vertically integrated fabrication and installation department, and we build our own stores. So that allowed us to scale. And so with that opened up a whole new avenue for us, which is now we have something that we can scale nationwide. We could franchise. We can do all those things if we can answer the other 3. And so knowing that the other 3 started with acai bowls, pitaya bowls, and a whole bunch of other fun superfoods, we know that they're delicious because the customers have already told us. They're filling because we give you more than any of our competitors do with unlimited toppings of your choice. So when you leave, you're going to leave happy because you got to pick what's in it, full because it's a massive bowl. And then we do it for one price point, which happened to be the same price point as a Big Mac meal or a Chipotle full meal, which is a $9 all-in price, which made us the best value on the market. And that really drew a cool following. And then because there's 2 rules to work at an Everbowl, and our culture is predicated on making friends and having fun. And so if you do those 2 things, you can work at Everbowl, and we really try to make friends with everyone who walks through the door. It became a fun culture and a fun atmosphere for our customers, millennials, high school, college, young adults, middle-aged, and even older adults all come in and feel better about themselves, enjoy the experience, it's affordable, and so that allowed us to grow. And so once we had that, then that set the foundation for where we are today, which is, okay, how can we continue to create more products that we can deliver to our customers that are on brand for them from Everbowl and on brand for what they're doing with their lifestyle. And so that's where Superfuel Coffee came out, which is the other thing I do more than Superfoods is I drink coffee every day. And I don't always necessarily eat Superfoods. And so the light bulb went off, which is if you drink coffee every day anyway, why not drink Superfoods with your coffee and maximize that cup? Because you're going to do it religiously. It's not a new habit. So if we made a good tasting coffee that provided health and wellness through the cup, antioxidants make it to the cup, and you're going to be better for it, why not? And do it at a price point that's pretty much the same as a normal cup of coffee. And then that's where Superfuel Coffee came to be.
Woo! I'm so proud. I'm like a proud Uncle Dave right now. Incredible, man. It's so funny because all I could think while you're describing the business model was how resistant and closed-minded I was when you were presenting the first idea, because my own ego was in the way as I was listening to you, because I went in thinking chain, thinking franchise, thinking employees and overhead. And the truth is a lot of chains and franchises are super successful. Ray Kroc, for example, is probably more successful than I dream of being. And he's a fairly brilliant guy in that business. I'm sitting here once again learning my lessons, going, wow, you got to remember the lesson that sometimes you got to bet on the horse, right? And I literally have bet on you my whole life. And with this opportunity, until you went through how you deciphered why you would be successful and where you're going with it, I wasn't listening, right? You were talking to me, I didn't hear you. And I think it's important for investors out there, entrepreneurs out there, to know that sometimes that you're just going to, even the people that love you the most, sometimes they have the most predetermined opinions. And I think it was almost a reversal of fortune where my little grasshopper became the teacher, because that's how I felt you were to me a lot of times when I was teaching you. You weren't hearing me, and then you went through those lessons. So I forgive myself and ask for your forgiveness, because this is an extraordinary business. You are an extraordinary entrepreneur. It's like must be like Michael Jordan feels like when his son, dunks a basketball, because incredible, dude. You get it. And I am, if you're listening to this as an entrepreneur, rewind and look how he ties in credibility, emotional attachment to his line, quantitative reasons why his business is going to work, quantitative impact onto the market, and a quantitative capability that he has and the business has in order to provide more value than he's asking for. That's what I've been trying to teach this kid for about 20 some years, and he has outdone the master. So, man, congratulations. I got my little brother, Jeff Fenster, CEO and founder of Everbowl, and an extraordinary entrepreneur. For all of you out there, go back and listen to this again. Dave Meltzer, Entrepreneur, the Playbook.